Hello, welcome in. Get out the cold. Remember, shoes off at the front door. Get some snacks and come take a seat. And join us here in the Music Shack with both
Ray
and Jack. We have I'm not even gonna say it because I always say it and it's like always a really long episode. But there is a couple topics, a couple exciting, couple. It's a very range, quite a good range of topics this week. But starting off, we have 49 subs on YouTube. That is crazy. One away from 50.
I know.
That Sabrina short is really doing
you.
bits. Yeah, thank you so much.
And thank you to everyone who subscribed, who's been listening, watching, whatever. We really appreciate it. And if you are listening on Apple Podcast or Spotify or wherever, you should sub to the YouTube.
Yeah, true. You can get the video version of this. You can watch us sit here and just stare into our cameras.
See your stupid little faces. If you guys were here last week, if you weren't here last week, we can give you a little catch up. And you should still go watch last week because last week was fun. We talked a lot of shit. It was exciting. But no. So last week, Jack was talking about The Way Things Go by beabadoobee, and I was talking about I Don't Feel Alive by Chelsea Cutler, and we're like, oh my god, we both love these artists, and neither of us listened to the other one. So we're like, we should recommend each other songs from each artist, and then we can go listen to those ones and like tell the other person what we think of it. So Jack sent me a few songs from beabadoobee that he thought I would like, or that were like her most popular.
Yeah.
And I did the same with Chelsea. And so we're gonna go through them and talk about them, which is gonna be fun. And if you guys have like artists that you think that we would like, that you have like a few songs of theirs that you want to recommend that we start with, we'll definitely also do this for other people's recommendations, not just each other's. So
yeah, drop them in the comments, or like at us on Twitter or anything like that.
We're just at Music Shack on Twitter, so very easy. I don't know how we got that at, but anyway.
Still confuses me to this day. I actually don't know how.
Anyway, would you like to start, Jack, or should I?
I'll tell you the song. I'll tell them the songs that I gave you originally.
Yes.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
So the way I done it was I tried to like split the genre of like our style up into like different like areas so I could give you like a good mix. So I firstly gave you my favourite song of beabadoobee's, which is Fairy Song, which is on Beatopia.
Yeah.
I then gave you Dance With Me from Patched Up, one of our EPs. I also gave you She Plays Bass from another one of our EPs. Because I was like, She
Plays Bass. I love how that was the headline of that.
I was like, it's very like.
I do talk about it.
Yeah, well, I was like, you know what, Ray might like, because the thing is, like, I was like, beabadoobee's music is very like, there is different set, like, so obviously our slower stuff and like our is like one kind of genre, and that's like in our old EPs and everything, and then you have like our Beatopia record, and that's like more like kind of like all a like indie rock like style. So I was like, I just need to split it up. So Patched Up album is quite slow, Space Cadet is like quite fast, and then Beatopia is like another area, and then I gave you The Way Things Go because it was just our new one, and yeah.
Okay, so my thoughts. Okay, I think you described that pretty well, and like it kind of underlines the places that I liked and the places I didn't like and why I liked it and why I didn't. So Fairy Song, I loved it. I absolutely loved Fairy Song. Cool. I thought it was really, really vibey. I loved the instrumental. I think when especially when I don't know an artist very well and I first listened to their music, I focused a lot more on the instrumentals and the lyrics.
Okay.
I also think that in beabadoobee's music, the instrumentals is what like shines versus like the lyrics, I guess. Like, I didn't read the lyrics of the songs, I just listened to them and felt how much I liked it. Okay. Which frankly, maybe I should have gone on Genius and read the lyrics, because when I listen to music, usually I'll listen to it and then my second listen, I'll always go on Genius and read the lyrics as I listen, so that I can like understand it from another perspective as well. Yeah. So I didn't do that. So if I don't talk about the lyrics, that's why.
That is not
but I really liked it. I thought, oh my god, I added this song to my work playlist because it feels like the kind of song that like it's so vibey that and it like it makes you like motivated. So
Yeah.
I added it to my work
Let's
playlist,
go.
which is a compliment.
Oh my god, that is so fun. That is literally my favourite song. I'm so glad you liked it because that's, I don't know, it's just a mess. Oh, everything. I love it so much. That's so awesome. I'm so glad.
Okay, I think Dance With Me, it threw me off.
Okay.
Because the song is called Dance With Me, and the way that you put it in the message was Dance With Me patched up. So I thought the song was called Patched Up and
sorry.
the album was called Dance With Me, or like the because or like the like the highlight of it was Dance With Me, and I was like, oh my god, a dance song. I love dance songs. Like, I just absolutely love songs I can shake my ass to, and then I played it and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's not.
This is not that.
That is so funny.
The one highlight of the song is her harmonies on this are absolutely beautiful. Like, so beautiful. Took me to another planet. I loved it. But I think like overall as a song, it's not my vibe.
Yeah.
Like, it's a song I would listen to and I wouldn't skip, but
Right.
it's not a song I would like willingly click on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's that. That was like, it was between that song and Tired on that album as well. So I was like, I just need to side one, but that's okay because it is.
And I think that goes back to what you said at the start. Like, you said that Patched Up was like slower, whereas like Beatopia was more like indie rock, right?
Yeah.
Which I think like my whole music taste is more leaning towards indie rock versus like slower.
Oh, I should have just filled it with Beatopia. I was like, I'm gonna try and split it so I get it right in one area, but
okay.
I mean,
so
okay.
you know the song "Love Song" on Beatopia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only song by her I've ever heard. I heard
God.
before.
You need to listen to the full
song.
album because it is so good.
Okay. Maybe I'll listen to the full album and then next week I'll have another review. Okay, and then Space Cadet is my favorite of the ones that you recommended.
Also, okay.
I don't know. I feels like the kind of song like it's like very like rock kind of ish, and because you said she plays bass, I was totally paying attention to the bass while I was listening to this, and it was very good. It was fun,
That is so
and
fun.
it felt like it was really highlighted in the song, so I thought that was fun, like knowing that she played the bass on it too as well.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Honestly, I thought that was the one you disliked the most.
Really?
Yeah, I just thought that was the style you disliked the most.
Why would you think that?
You know why?
I don't know. I
think because your style from every song I've seen you listen to is like very, like, not calling you sad, but like it's very like sad and slow and like it is more just like a slower tempo. So like the fact that like you've not liked Dance With Me as much, but you've liked Fairy Song and She Plays Bass is like, I feel like I've definitely got the wrong idea of what your music taste is. But that's so fun. I just like, I thought that was definitely maybe the one that you would have disliked the most, but that is actually really fun because Space Cadet is such an amazing EP.
I think that like it's really good. I think that you think that I really like sad music, but like my favorite artist is Maisie Peters, and Maisie has really sad music. But all of her music is like the music that you dance and cry to at the same time.
That is actually true.
So I think that I like upbeat music a little bit more than I like really sad music. And when I listen to sad music, I want it to be like I Miss You, I'm Sorry.
Yeah.
Where I feel like I can just like scream the lyrics and like cry.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
You know, and I think that music that's sad has to grow on me. Whereas music that I can dance to, I can love on the first listen, and I think that's why I like this song the best.
That's so fun.
The Way Things Go was the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was okay. There was like some weird background vocals on it that I just felt like I wanted her voice to be highlighted more, and I felt like it was just, I don't know if it was her voice and it was like vocoded, but like it sounded like there was someone singing backing vocals that was like way too loud.
Right, okay. No, yeah, that's... Did you watch the music video at the same time, or did you just listen to the song?
I just listened to it. I did not watch the music video. I'm so fake.
No, it's okay. The song... So, obviously, we've heard it in snippets for so long, and I would really like an acoustic version of it, because I think that's where it shines like a lot, because there's people that have done really good covers of it as well, and they're all like acoustic, and like stripping back the vocals and the instrumental and just like the percussion used, like I think that
I think that if it was stripped back, I think I would like it more. I think the reason I didn't like it was because I didn't like the production.
Right. Okay.
Not because I didn't like the song.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's so good.
And that's it. That's all I have to say. But thank you for introducing me. I loved it, and I will try to listen to more of her music so I can be knowledgeable when we talk about her next time on the podcast. That went better than I thought it was gonna. So I'm so glad. No, you guys don't get it. I joined the call today to record, and Jack goes, "I think you're gonna hate everything," and I'm like, "No, why would you say that?"
Maybe I was just projecting how I felt about your choices.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I need to pull up what I sent you, so I can go through it. So, Jack recommended beabadoobee songs, and I recommended Jack Chelsea Cutler songs. Chelsea Cutler goes way back in my life, like way back. I didn't put any of her older music on here because it's a little bit different. I just thought but a lot of her like older music I listened to so much when I was in high school. I just loved it. Anyway, but like I feel like the reason I still like her music is because she's like, her style has grown with me. Like, yeah. It's like, I used to like her music when I was a kid, but if she still had the same music now, I probably wouldn't like it anymore. Okay. My favorite song is Sometimes, famously Sometimes Raes.
We stand.
She actually wrote that song about me.
Oh yeah, that is so true. Yeah, that is so true. That's why you should have. She was like, I really love Sometimes Raes Twitch streams. That's what she wrote about.
Okay, so this song is on Brent, which is her first of 2 EPs with Jeremy Zucker, which are like slower songs, and Chelsea usually does like more upbeat songs, so like her Brent songs are slower, but like really powerful lyrics. And I think the reason that I love this song so much is like, when it came out, I was going through something like quite similar, and I just listened to this song on repeat to like deal with it, and it just connects so much with me, and I think that's why I like it a lot. And I thought that you would also like it because I feel like this is your kind of music. Just sad like
all the time.
Sad and powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, and then for her newest song, we talked about it last week, I Don't Feel Alive. I'm absolutely obsessed with the song. It's like the kind of song where you could just play it on repeat, I feel like. It's really vibey. It's like Macy Peters, like dance but also cry kind of songs.
Which we love here.
But like, I know we do love those songs. I picked You're Losing Me from her most recent album, How to Be Human, and which is famously has the same name as Taylor Swift's You're Losing Me.
Yeah, I really thought I was like, did she just? I was like, wait, that's the Taylor Swift song. But no. That's so
but it kind of has like, Chelsea has a little bit of like more electronic vibe to a lot of her music, and so it kind of it used to be more, and now it's like kind of she's gotten more stripped back, but like I think it kind of accentuates that in like a way that still shows her new style. And then her most popular song is You Were Good to Me with Jeremy Zucker, so I thought, you have to listen to that.
No, that's so fun. I feel like I've cheated a little bit because...
Why?
Because I didn't realise how much of Brent I used to listen to in lockdown. Like, these songs...
Oops.
You know, the funny thing is, because I added them to a playlist so I could, like, just loop the 4 songs and, like, listen to them and, like, get a feel for them. And when I went to add them to the playlist, it was, like, it came up in, like, my, like songs area. And I was like... I was like, okay. And I was like, I actually do remember, like, the name of, like, You Were Good to Me.
See, if I knew that you had listened to Brent, I would have put other songs on there, but I just feel like Brent is like what she's most famous for, so I wanted you to listen to it.
No, I should have definitely said. But the thing, I didn't realize until like because we sent them yesterday, and I was like listening to them,
Yeah,
and I was
sorry.
no, it's okay, because I also set mine like yesterday morning, and I don't even know when it was, but I was like, I don't really know what it was. I just was thinking, I was like, that song feels familiar, but then I didn't realize I actually had it in my like until like yesterday night or like this morning in terms of
Oh my
time.
god.
But the songs literally like, so sometimes and you were good to me literally got me through like a really bad like time and like a
Mhm.
breakup and like a relationship and stuff, and like these two songs like and the whole Brent like project got me like through lockdown, and it was like a daily listen, and sometimes more than like sometimes more than like
Mhm.
once a day or whatever. But I'm definitely more familiar with You Were Good to Me, but remember like sometimes, and just like I think this type of music is, you've definitely hit it on the nail with like the songs that I listen to a lot, and it's not that I feel even sad when I listen to them. I just like sad things that are like have a story base. So like relationships
Yeah.
songs always have like a story to them, and like
Uh-huh.
I used to listen to, and I still do listen to rap, and like everything about rap is like story. Like there's always like a story behind like the rap, and there's so many different like meanings of like a different lyric and stuff, and like a way it's been used. So like that's kind of what I always do when it comes to songs, and so that's kind of I think why my like style always goes closer to like that type of music. Sometimes was the first one, I think. Obviously that like tells tells a story of like a relationship where like one person's not 100% committed, and obviously
Yeah.
like the other person becomes really extremely like worried and overthinks and everything about it, and it's like
Yeah.
we're not completely sharing their feelings, and I think that genuinely I've been there before, and it does like I think this
Same.
yeah yeah no, no, I'm just kidding, but
It's
it's songs like that that actually do like I don't know, connect me a lot. So this was like
mhm.
these. So I'm gonna skip past these a lot faster than the other two, because obviously I'd know these two than I do the other two. But like
Okay.
sometimes is 100% like a song I love. The whole I've not actually went back and listened to the Brent album in so long, or the Brent project in so long. So I'm gonna do
Okay.
that again. I'm gonna do that, and I
Do
think
it.
that
I recommend
as
it.
well as listen to
So,
Chelsea more.
yeah. And okay. I think you should go back. Have you listened to Brent 2
No,
or just Brent
just Brent
1?
one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so like yeah, Brent 1 was like really really popular. I don't think Brent 2 was as popular, but I for me like I love Brent 2 also. Like
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn Boy is one of my favorite songs. That's a Jeremy Zucker song, but
Right.
it's
Okay.
still on Brent 2, so it counts. I feel like you would really like Brooklyn Boy. I would, if you're gonna go listen to Brent 2 as well. It's kind of like interesting with Brent 1 and Brent 2. It's like Brent 1 is kind of full of like breakup songs or like feeling insecure, and then like Brent 2 is like love songs.
Right. Okay.
It's like about like falling in love after heartbreak and everything, and like for me, because like Brent came out when I was like going through a heartbreak, and then Brent 2 came out when I was like in a relationship that I
Oh.
finally felt secure in.
Yeah.
It was just like perfect. It was just like everything felt felt like so important to me in that time. So I recommend, if you're gonna go back and listen to Brent, also listen to Brent 2, and I think you would love Brooklyn Boy. So
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna do that this week, and I'll come back next week with my thoughts on
Oh
it.
my god, this is gonna be a never-ending
Yeah,
cycle of like
every single
giving
week
each
we're
other
gonna just find
recommendations.
something and go back and listen to it. That's so funny. Um,
You know what? I don't mind it being a recurring thing. Like we could, especially on less busy weeks, like we could just have a little segment at the end of the podcast where we do this. I'm down.
yeah, because I mean that would help us explore more artists. There's definitely some artists that I listen to that I've not told you about, and you don't know about, and there's some like same like vice versa.
Yeah,
So that would be a good idea.
I think there might be.
And
vice
even if it's like
versa.
one song or like something, it doesn't have to be as big as this section
Mhm.
every week. But that is a really good idea.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that. And there is quite a
Well,
lot
if
of
you guys
slow
have
weeks, to be fair.
segment name ideas, we need like a name for the segment.
We're really bad at that stuff, so please shoot
I
them.
know, it took us forever to come up with the name of the
It did
podcast.
actually. We went back like and forth for like 3 weeks, and we had like so many different names. And I was using like I don't like
know.
to admit it, but I was using AI just to like get a short name, because all my names were really long, and it just didn't go anywhere. So,
Yeah.
but Ray came up with this, and it's such a good idea for a podcast name. So
Wow, yeah. Thank you. Talk about the other two songs because
Okay.
I keep interrupting you.
You Were Good to Me is just before I speak about the others. I love this song so much. Like, it actually got me through so much. That is all I'm gonna say because I will cry. Sometimes I was more familiar. So I said that I wrote these down. So I'm just really bad with words. So I said I love music like this. It's slow, melodic, and like deep and sad about relationships, and it just ticks every box. But I don't feel alive. So it's like, obviously the whole song is about, the way I summed it up is like a song about like feeling, it kind of leads to like feeling numb and like feeling like you're behind, and it's the whole of like drowning in the pressure of like everything, and like everybody's like, you feel like everybody's doing better than you while you're just like trying so hard to like survive and like keep going. But it has also got that like really nice message of always being like, about learning to be kind to yourself and like believing that you, just as much as everyone, should deserve and like should be here. But there's like a lot of lyrics that like reference like dissociation and about like checking out and just like sort of, again, you've like actually picked these perfectly. This song, yeah, I Don't Feel Alive. I mean, it definitely is in the like, it's in the song title name. Our lyricism is crazy. Like the way she tells the story is like, yeah, it just like speaks for everything, gives you the like kind of backstory, and it talks about like, it kind of does that reverse where it's like, no, like I should be here as much as everybody else, so I'm gonna start like loving myself and then being kinder to myself and stuff. And that's again, love this type of music. Definitely added to my like songs, and my will be a listen that I will go back to and probably re-listen to like when I'm in my feels, and even when I'm not. You know, my favourite thing is just driving around like home from work and just like having like the really sad songs on, like blasting out my window, like screaming the lyrics, and like watching everybody stare at you while you're like just having the best time of your life, even though the lyrics are like really sad.
I feel like music in the car, like, it's so different.
Oh, you're so right. And then wait, not yeah, you're losing me. So the Taylor Swift song. No, I'm joking.
Stop.
So it's the meaning of this one is like, she was at a time where she was like possibly letting go of her career, like through loss of interest, right? Is that what I've gained here?
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's really interesting to hear a song that's framed in the way of like a relationship, but talking about not so much a relationship with a romantic partner or like a whatever, but it's more of like your work and your like, you're literally what you have to do every day to survive, like that. Nobody sings or nobody really talks about this as much as it happens. Like, there is so many artists that struggle with this because of the industry and like how demanding and how like much pressure there is in it. But like the way she speaks about it and the way she sums it up and like the words that she uses and frames it in, obviously that way of like a relationship is really, really nice. Like, I think you definitely get the idea that it's not about a romantic partner, it's more about something else. I think it's definitely a really good topic to talk about, and nobody really talks about it, about like coming so burnt out from everything, like losing interest and passion in it. Did you just go through my like life experiences to be like, yep, that works, that works, that works?
Okay, I think that Chelsea's music, just in general, has a lot of those themes.
Okay.
Especially her more recent music has a lot of those themes. Like the whole How to Be Human album, not to give you more things, but the whole How to Be Human album essentially talks about all of those themes. And it's not really about a relationship, it's about her and how she feels disconnected from her whole life.
That is,
wow. And hence it's called How to Be Human. Like, she's like trying to be a human, but like, you know, doesn't feel like she can be. And I feel like it's really great because it's like a lot of artists just write about relationships because that's what is normal, but it's something that I think as a music listener is really nice because these are feelings that most of us feel in our everyday lives. Like, it's not an abnormal thing to feel, and to have music to comfort you in those moments and make you feel less alone is like very important and like really great. And I'm like thankful that she didn't like just give up and still put out this music.
Yeah, like it's I actually like, I'm gonna obviously my goal is to listen to Brent too, but I also am gonna just listen to like I'm gonna come back with. Okay, we'll see you in another hour section next episode of me just talking about Chelsea Cutler.
Honestly, you better hope nothing important happens anywhere else. We just talk about that next week.
But I definitely will, and thank you so much because I'm just obsessed. This is why this section's good.
I'm so glad you liked it. Yeah, I know. I'm so glad you liked it. And I hope you guys liked the little, like, giving each other music recommendations. So, like, definitely when there's, like, no album releases or big things to talk about, it's something that we'll continue to do. So, yay. But now to our regular scheduled programming. We get to talk about drama and news. Oh, my God.
I cannot wait. I love this section.
So, today we are filming the podcast. It is July 24th, Monday. You guys are listening on Thursday, which is July 27th, but you know what? Whatever.
Pretend it
is 3 years of folklore.
Yay!
It is.
I love folklore.
Yeah, pretend it's the 24th. Today is 3 years of folklore for us, and 3 days ago it was for you, so you know what? Same thing. I don't know. I have a lot of really, really weird memories about folklore, personally. Because it was the pandemic, I was just like, I remember like listening to folklore for the first time and like, I remember my entire timeline, right when midnight hit and everyone started listening to the one, and then my whole timeline was, did her and Joe break up?
Yeah.
Nobody got it until like, you know, whatever. I have a lot of weird memories about folklore with like, just like staying up till midnight and listening to it, like being in the middle of the pandemic, like feeling like, you know, I'm just gonna wake up and do like an hour of class online and then nothing else will happen in my life. And it was really exciting and special to have that in that moment. And me and Jack talked about earlier how we like found out about folklore, like what were we doing when Taylor put out that Instagram post and tweet and stuff, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I was sleeping and I just woke up to it. Like I don't remember being awake. I remember waking up to it, I think. Yeah. Yeah,
because it was when Taylor done the like 9 post spread over Instagram.
I know.
And it's like not like Taylor to post on Instagram like ever. So you would wait. I believe it was. I can't remember what specific time it was, and I wish I could. But I honestly think that's how it went. I think I woke up in the morning and just seen that like Taylor Swift has posted a photo. Taylor Swift has put like 9 times, and then I don't think I was using. Oh no, I was using Twitter at that time, so I did have her notifications on. So it would have been probably like a similar thing over there, but it was like just waking up to literally like a whole new world, because it was like. It was just like something we'd never really heard from her before.
I was like shocked. I remember like all of my friends at the time where we were just like freaking out in DMs, and we were just like, what the hell is happening? I'm so excited. But what the hell is happening? And I think, okay, folklore was interesting. I think on first listen, my favorite was August.
Okay.
But I think now my favorite is The Last Great American Dynasty. I think August is like was my favorite on first listen, because like it was just like it has that feel, and I think I remember that summer like driving around in my hometown listening to August on repeat, and yeah, I don't know, that was fun. How has your favorite changed?
I think from what I remember, and what I used to listen to a lot more, the one was my favorite, because it was very like upbeat, and like in terms of like I can't even describe it, but I think just coming and waking up and like sitting down to an album, I don't think there is a song in folklore I dislike, but the one that stood out to me was the one, because I just used to like scream the lyrics and like sitting like that, because it was but it was when obviously in lockdown when we couldn't really go anywhere, but like some of the shops were still open, in terms of like you could go for like a weekly shop or anything, and Mum and Dad used to go together, so it would just be me in the house, and like whenever they would go out, I would just put Taylor Swift on, and I remember walking down my like corridor and like singing the one and like just vibing, but
oh my god.
but then it became like, this is me trying just again. I'm very like into songs that have this like kind of like mental health and like thingy theme. And then when the when the recorded studio thing came out,
Yes.
the way they described This Is Me Trying, I fell in love with the song even more, and I didn't think that was possible.
We watched that together.
Yeah, we did.
That was fun.
That was really fun. I remember that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Over Discord, let's go.
Yeah. I know, we watched that together over Discord. Jack screenshotted it to me because I didn't have Disney Plus.
And then I made that.
That's what good friends do.
That Swift. See, when she was bobbing her head, I made that into like a Twitch emote.
Oh my god, that emo. Wait, we need to add that to our server, guys. Join our server.
Yeah, join our Discord and we'll add it. That is so fun. Oh my god, the memories.
So many memories. Yeah, folklore had so many memories. It was just a good time, and it's fun to reminisce. And we won't forget about any other anniversaries of Taylor's albums, like Evermore, like she does. So
yeah,
you know,
could Evermore. It's actually a shame.
When that comes around, we will talk about it. I think it's because it's so close to her actual birthday that like it's like okay.
That's true.
But anyway,
that is true actually. But that actually that leads us on to the next thing, right?
Yeah, Evermore. We love Evermore, and Taylor hates Evermore. No Body, No Crime was added to the set list this weekend, which was expected. Everybody knew it was going to happen because Phoebe sang Nothing New every night with Taylor. So it was just kind of like, obviously, Haim's going to sing No Body, No Crime every night with Taylor. Yeah.
Epic, by the way.
And oh my god, the fact that literally instead of Taylor coming out of the elevator in the stage, it was just 4 of them.
Yes.
And seeing like the videos of like the Evermore intro and how freaking insane the crowd went as soon as they heard the sirens, and then 4 of them pop out of the ground. Yes. Oh my god, it's so amazing.
We knew it was coming, but it was even better than we could have even like imagined. And it sounded amazing, and the like solos they had, and just like the way the stairs were, like they were positioned on the stairs, and like Taylor was like walking in between them, and like,
oh my god,
and that was so good.
It was perfect, and I think it's good. And she got rid of 'Tis the Damn Season.
Taylor hates Evermore. I can't. I'm gonna say it. I'm not new in saying this, but how are you gonna remove 'Tis the Damn Season?
I don't think that. I think that it has to do with time, honest to God, because back then there wasn't any Long Live, and I don't know what the curfew rules are, what the scheduling rules are for her, and what any of like those logistics are. But if she added Long Live, then she added another 3 minutes, and she's gonna add another song that's 6 minutes, and then obviously like in between each song is like a little bit of time. So there's probably like 10 minutes added. So it's like, is it like, we don't know, and like the only time we're gonna find out is when Paramore opens, and if she gets rid of Long Live and does Castles Crumbling instead.
Oh my god.
Then we'll know, right?
I'll be sad if she gets rid of Long Live.
Yeah, I feel like it's a long time from now, and I feel like she might or she might not, and it's the same sentiment I had as last week when people were complaining about not hearing Long Live. It's, if you get No Body, No Crime, you're there for, 10 shows that Haim is opening for. Yeah. You are one of the 10 shows that gets to hear that. You don't get to hear 'Tis the Damn Season. It sucks. I love 'Tis the Damn Season. I am a 'Tis the Damn Season stan. Yes. But you are seeing Taylor Swift. You are going to the Eras Tour. Who gives a shit? I honestly hate people being entitled and complaining online. Like,
not me, just being really entitled.
You do realize
I'm an exclusion,
you
guys.
Do realize
I'm joking.
Yeah, Jack can complain however much he wants. So anyway. But you do realize that there's been like so many different things, right? There's been Long Live, there's been Nothing New, there's been No Body, No Crime, there's been The One, there's been Invisible String, there's going to be Castles Crumbling, and she switched The One for Invisible String. Now she's done this. She might change the set list more in the future. By the time next year comes in Europe, the set list can be completely different. And it sucks but you're gonna get to see a different show than the other people, and it's like you're getting to see the freaking Eras tour. She's still performing for 3.5 hours and playing some really good songs. So, you know what? It sucks. I wish she could play both. I wish she could play her entire discography, because there's always someone who's going to be upset if she thinks like that. So, it's just, it is what it is. I don't know if she'll get rid of Long Live in Castles Crumbling. She might get rid of something else. She might not get rid of anything. She might not play Castles Crumbling. We don't know what's going to happen. So don't, like, make assumptions. Don't get upset. And I really hope she does play Long Live for the European shows, because there's a lot of countries in Europe that Taylor has never played in before that she's going to.
I've never heard Long Live live, and I will be sad if she doesn't do it.
Yeah, like exactly, like for all of the places in, like, it's different in America because all of these places got rep tour shows. I don't feel as bad about it, but for international fans who, like, have never had Taylor in their country, I think it's very important that she plays it, and it'll be, like, a little bit more meaningful.
But leave your favorite, I just punched my mic, favorite folklore song in the comments, or tweet at us or anything. But there is a bunch of good songs on folklore. The whole album is full of them, but there is, like, a bunch of different opinions and very interesting, like, favorite songs people have. So I'm here for it.
Next thing is drama time.
It's fun. I love this.
Anyway.
We love drama.
You love this part. We love drama. We love starting problems. Yeah, so we're not, like, so Gracie has been doing some acoustic shows in record shops in cities that she's playing in the Eras tour on those weekends. Every weekend I see something on my timeline of people fighting about queue numbers, people fighting about this or that. I don't know. I just want people to, like, be nice to each other at concerts, be nice to the artists at concerts, respect each other. You're all there for the same thing. It's okay if you're not in the front center. It's okay if Gracie doesn't get your gift.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not okay to make other people's experiences shitty. It's not okay to make Gracie's experience shitty so that she never does these things again. But yeah, I think we've talked about concert etiquette a lot on this podcast, and I think, I don't know, like, my opinion on people cutting in line is, like, different depending on, like, where you are in the line, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, like, and how many people it is. Like, if it's one person, I absolutely don't think that one person should be, like, left to be by themselves without their friends if they, like, have a legitimate excuse why they couldn't have gotten there early. And usually one person is not going to make that much of a difference between the people behind, you know, seeing anything.
No, it's really not.
Like, being close.
Like, there is no,
It's one person.
Yeah.
If it's, like, a group of people, then yeah, it's kind of a shitty thing to do. Like, I would say majority of your group has to be there the time you want to start queuing, honestly.
Yeah.
Unless you're, like, way at the back, then no one cares.
Yeah, but, like, if you are, like, at the, I'd probably say, like, the first, like, it is different because it just depends on the size of the venue, but, like, realistically, probably, like, first 20, if you're gonna let's just say this, because one person is okay. I think, like, two people is okay, depending if you're, like, maybe 20 to, like, 60th in line, but, like, I think anything over, like, 2 or anything over 1 in the first 20 is crazy, because I think that is literally, like, that's adding 2 people, like, onto it. It sounds crazy because it is, like, there is such a big thing about being barricading stuff for shows, or, like, being, like, front so you can do whatever, but it is just, like, if you're not there on time and you want to be with your friends, like, the more respectable thing would be to, like, go back to where they are. But I get, like, obviously if you've been waiting there for a long time, it's hard.
Yeah,
but
it sucks. And if you want to hang out with your friends in the queue, you can just go back to your spot, like, right before doors open, and like, that's fine. I don't think anyone would be mad at you doing that. I mean, I'm mad at queue cutters and everything in my life. Like, I was on the bus the other day, and, like, the bus was really busy, so it was, like, not everyone was going to get on the bus.
Yeah. And
someone cut in front, and I was like, get to the freaking back, because if you're the reason I don't get on this bus, I'm going to be mad.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, like,
It is annoying.
it's just stupid. I think that, like, it's really tough for us to, like, judge specific circumstances because we don't know. And I think just be nice to people. Like, remember that this is, like, a space where you all love the same music. You're there for the same reason. Just be nice. I was at the Dylan show a little while ago, and, like, the two girls next to me were so nice. There was this really tall guy standing in front, and, like, they were, like, the tall guy, like, was not talking to any of us. I don't know why. But I was, like, standing kind of behind him, and it was, like, I couldn't see, but it was just, like, it sucked. And they, like, could kind of tell I was, like, upset or, like, uncomfortable standing there. And, like, it was stupid because it was, like, 100-person venue. And if he stood right behind me, he would have had the exact same view.
Yeah.
And, like, but then those girls were, and, like, he could hear us talking about it, like, me and the other girls, and he didn't, like, offer to move.
That's so nice.
Which is so fucked up. And we weren't even barricade. We were, like, we were, like, middle of the crowd, right? Yeah. And it's, like, 100 people. So it's, like, standing one row back if you're middle of the crowd is, like, not gonna change anything. And then the worst was, like, everyone was dancing when Dylan came on, and he was just, like, standing still. And I was like, okay, so you're gonna take my view and also, like, be annoying. But those girls were really nice and were like, oh, do you want to, like, we can move over a little bit and you can, like, see. And like, honestly, like, it's like they didn't sacrifice their view.
Yeah.
And that they did something nice for me because they could tell that I was, like, struggling. And that was really nice. And, like, I just wish more people were like that, like, cared about everyone. Like, obviously, when it's general admission, not everyone's going to have the best view.
Yeah.
But that's just the way that it is. And if you're, like, just be kind to people. And, if you're going to have a friend cut in line, tell them before, at least, so they don't, like, have this last minute remorse, because then that's also sucky. And also in the Gracie VIP shows, like, I think Gracie shows are, like, a really big thing of this, of, like, people wanting to give her gifts and stuff, because she acknowledges it. People giving her gifts, people shouting at her, people talking over her. Honestly, just don't do those things. Respect the artist. Respect their boundaries. Don't ask them about things in the middle of a show that may make them uncomfortable. I don't know if any of this stuff has happened, by the way. I'm not referring to any specific thing. This is just general stuff. Like, especially with acoustic setting shows, because artists can't ignore those things if they make them uncomfortable. So just be respectful. The artist is there to play music for you, and when it's time to ask questions or give gifts, you can. But don't, like, ask her to sign stuff or whatever. It's just not the time. It's not a meet and greet, it's a concert. Like, everyone else there wants to hear the music too, and it's not like your private meet and greet.
Yeah. Like, I know how tempting it is, because it is, like, probably the most intimate setting you'll see them in, and probably the closest you'll ever get to them, and I understand. But there is, like, a time where after the show you can always ask them, or, like, even at the Q&A section there is people that are like, can you sign this while I ask you a question? And most of the times artists are fine with it, because it is, like, as long as you're, like, keeping it going, like, even if they're not okay with it, to be fair, they don't have to do it, but they probably will. Acoustic shows are so fun, but it is like nothing happened at the Maisie Peters one to make me feel uncomfortable, but I just felt really uncomfortable at the actual acoustic show, just because of, like, the whole aspect of it. Like, I think when you're at a normal show, you don't have to, I don't know what it was, I think it was just because the fear of, like, singing and people hearing you, but I don't actually know. I think it's just the whole setting made me a lot more, like, uncomfortable, and that was my first acoustic one, so maybe people feel the same and are just a little bit, like, anxious, and, like, that's why we've seen some people talk about some things or anything like that from these acoustic shows, and they're just maybe, like, reading it wrong in their head and stuff. But there is definitely these things that happen, and it is just, like, respect artists.
I think it's also a Gracie thing, because it happened at my, like, Gracie Toronto concert, which was 2,500 people, like, people trying to give her gifts in between, like, people at barricade, or, like, passing their gifts up to the front in between songs. And, like, Grace, the thing with Gracie is that, like, she encourages it. Like, sometimes she'll pick things up from the audience and stuff, so it, like, encourages more people to do it. And it's just, like, as she starts to play bigger shows, like, there has to be a point where it stops, because, like, if you're standing in the balcony, which I was, it's like, it's frustrating. It's okay, but it can be frustrating for people who, like, want to hear the music, and you're, like, passing her a gift in the middle of the song, and then she like stops singing, and it's like, oh, okay. Okay.
It's hard because like the artists, like a lot of artists probably feel like they have to be really responsive to this stuff, but like because there is that whole thing of where if an artist is like, oh, I don't want your gift, but like they're just doing their job. So like if someone tries to give them a gift and they don't take it, then there's like people get so angry about it. But
and like show interaction is good.
Yeah.
I know like Taylor does it in very subtle ways because obviously she has a whole dance, and I think Harry Styles is probably a good example of someone who's like mastered show interaction, and like there are people in his audience, I mean, who are probably like begging for attention or like when they shouldn't be, like during songs and stuff, but I feel like with time he's kind of mastered a like only put your signs up in between songs kind of thing, like kind of like atmosphere in his shows, which I think is something that should be adapted everywhere. Like only give your artist gifts when they like ask for it. Don't like interrupt in the middle of songs or anything like that, because it's, or you know, talk over other people or anything. It's just not respectful.
Yeah, we love Harry's over here, and I think they are really. Obviously Harry has like maybe leaves like 10-15 minutes in his actual set list for these interactions, whereas artists don't. Like I think this is why we were so worried when Taylor went on tour, because Taylor hadn't toured in years, and whole like TikTok came really big, and this whole like new area of a fan base adapted, and they had only seen videos of Harry being on tour, and like Harry is so different. But it's actually been okay. The Eras tour we've not seen a lot. We've seen signs and stuff, but not as many as I thought.
People bring signs, like she doesn't read it. And like the most people get are like, you know, people like her like waving at people in the audience and stuff. Like I think that's good because it doesn't encourage it, and it's just the way that she wants to run her show, which is good.
There was that Marjorie fan project that was we didn't even speak about that because that wasn't a thing, but that was a fucking terrible idea. Never do that. You don't know these people and their family members.
We're not talking about the lights, by the way.
No, sorry, the pictures. But
yeah, no, I know. I just want to make it clear.
So I'm not hating on it, but it actually like done a nice thing. It's just the whole like parasocial thing. But it's things like that that like we were worried about we would see more, but we actually haven't. So it's just
which is good.
I don't know. Just be kind. Like I think these acoustic shows are such a good experience, and such a not every city or not every place even gets the opportunity to see these artists, never mind get an acoustic performance from them. So just be respectful, and it is like a more intimate setting, so you have to be more respectful of people's like surroundings, and just don't like over perform the artist as well.
For sure.
There's a lot we could talk about, but just be kind, that's all.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about your minor cake, Jack?
Yeah. It. Okay, so I was up till 3 a.m. Baking this cake and making this cake.
Oh my god!
I'll put a picture like in the middle of us.
Yay!
Of what it looks like, and it looks okay, but it definitely does say Gracie Abrams on the bottom half. It just doesn't look like it. I messed up. But so it was like just a red velvet cake, but I made this like marshmallow fondant, and this is the first time I've ever made this fondant, and I was needing it to, and I needed it with too much sugar, so it's really like stiff and like thick. So whenever I've had a bit, I've like cut it off and just not had it. But it was cool. It was a nice experience, but I have a fan account on Twitter, and I just don't have any people that follow it. So Gak ignored my message. Gak hate me, but it's okay. I'll get there.
I think it was because you did it late. Otherwise, it would have maybe been noticed.
Yeah, that's true actually. But I didn't. they did just release the cake like video on TikTok of everybody's cakes, and it didn't make it. But it's okay. It's fine. Next time. It's because I can't bake when my parents are in the house. That's the problem. So I had to do it this weekend or last weekend, but it's fine. If you want to see it, it'll be in the middle. But it was fun. And I've been a Gracie fan for ages, but I just never had a fan Twitter, and I've been really out of fan things because I just like found it really hard to connect with like another like group of people without like like being too deep into it, but I'm trying, so we'll be there. But it was fun.
You're doing a great job, and everyone should follow Jack's.
Yeah, it's you're on your own, Jack. Oh my god, people are getting their cardigan. That's actually sad. I won't mind. Mine keeps getting delayed. It was fun. It was really bad tasting though, so I'll leave it up to everybody else to make the next one. It looked pretty enough, so that's what I'll take that out of it. But don't taste my cakes. Maybe next time it'll be better, but
Next time I see you in person, you should bake us a cake. Wait, we should record a podcast in person, and you should bring me a cake.
When is the next time we're gonna see each other? I don't know. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Air Store.
Oh gosh. Okay, that's fine. We'll figure it out.
Last thing we have to talk about is there's a new Baby Queen song called "We Can Be Anything" that came out.
Yep. And you can be anything. Good message.
Can be anything. It's not my cup of tea. Honest to God, it's very repetitive. I don't love it. I think that Dream Girl was like way better.
Yeah. Yeah. I really love the message behind it, and the music video is really awesome because it continues on from Dream Girl. So I like the music. As Ray said, it was quite repetitive, but I'm just here for new Baby Queen music, so I'm happy. But I do prefer Dream Girl. It's not a bad song. I love the message. Yeah. It's just a little bit repetitive. I'm really sorry. Don't hate on me. I love Bella, but it's just
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just Dream Girl's been my favorite so far.
We are not hating. When we say we don't like music, we don't mean like we're not hating on the artist. We are just here to say what we think. And if we said we like everything, then that would be boring too. So
that's true.
Yeah.
Let's cause drama.
Anyway, I think that's it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back next week with more stuff. We don't know what will happen next week because we can't predict the future, but we will talk about whatever it is. It'll be exciting.
Yeah, hopefully there is something.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll
check out the socials. Music Shack Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. Music Shack on Twitter, YouTube, all streaming platforms in terms of podcasts like Apple Podcast, Spotify. I don't know. I'm really bad at this. But if you want to comment either your favourite folklore song or give us an artist to listen to, we'll definitely do that. And come up with section names because we're really bad at this stuff. So
section.
I'm really bad at English. But thank you so much for listening. This has been another hour, but I'll maybe cut it down to 50 minutes. We'll see. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Thanks for being here, and yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.